Unfortunately, my dad now has Alzheimer's. He gave up driving. So what I'm hoping to achieve is that we can get my mum back driving. And in order to do that, she needs to be in a car that she's comfortable driving.
With a new Mercedes, I could probably just plug my diagnostic machine in and it would probably pinpoint where to look. So it'd send me in the right direction of where to look and where to diagnose it and where to fix it. Whereas with this one, I've literally got to start from the basics. Right, Ab, give me the keys. Do you want to check the levels for me, please? Thank you.
Oil level looks good, it looks clean. Looks a bit dry in there.
It's a bit dry?
Yeah.
Okay, it's because it's been stood for so long, isn't it? If it starts, it might be a bit rattly, a bit noisy, but that's because the oil pump hasn't increased the oil pressure. It's not the top of the engine yet. So if it starts and the oil pressure gets up, it should quieten down eventually. But should we give it a go?
Yeah.
Put the cap back on. All right, so if you noticed, I took the keys out when we were refitting the battery, just so that when I connected the terminals back on, it didn't lock the keys in the car. Good signs already. The interior light's on. I've got clock display, I've got mileage, so we know we've got power. So we'll whack the key in. Now when I put the ignition on, I should hear the fuel pump prime or possibly a relay click. So Abby,
yeah,
can you listen out for any relays under the bonnet?
Okay.
And I'll listen for the fuel pump. Are you ready?
Yeah.
A moment of truth. Ooh, did you hear something then?
Yeah.
I heard that. No, but I still didn't hear the fuel pump priming.
No.
I'll tell you what, let's go and check some fuses first before we go into the big stuff.
Okay, yeah.
So faults like this can take a long time to diagnose and to pinpoint, and that can cost a lot of money. You know, she's already spent a hell of a lot of money trying to fix the car and get it up to scratch, and it would have just keep costing her and costing her like a money pit. Okay, so we managed to locate the fuses under all this wire. So we've got a bunch of 15 amps there, and F5 is for the fuel pump, so it's that 15 amp fuse there. So if we look, that's okay. I have gone down and checked all these. So all the fuses in this line, these are all correct, so we know that it's not a fuse issue. So next job, let's go and find the fuel pump. So we've got oil, we've got fuel.
We've got fuses, we've got power in the fuses.
Brilliant, so we check power at the back of the fuel pump, yeah?
Yeah.
Right, send it up, let's see if we've got power at the back of the car. The fact that the car has been stood for so long, there'll be quite a bit of corrosion under there. In an ideal world, everything will just come apart and we can just cure the problem. But the fact that it's been stood so long, things are going to be corroded, things are going to snap, things are going to be seized. You could open a whole can of worms. So we've got the car up in the air now. We need to remove this triangle cover. So it looks like we've got 3 10 mils, and this one goes quite high up. So I've had to use an extension. I've got my goggles on because it's so rusty. So these are only like little plastic nuts. Oh my gosh. Voila! We've got the fuel filter and the fuel pump. They run both next to each other. They do look new, nice and shiny. Okay, I've got just 2 terminals on this. It's quite basic actually. Right, I'm just going to check that there's power this end of the pump. So, Abby,
Yeah.
can you just crank it for me, please? I've got both pins on the end of the terminals. I just want to see. Okay. Okay. No, nothing. We could have a serious problem here. Obviously we've got 12 volts at the front of the car. We've got 12 volts at the fuse, but we've got no voltage at the fuel pump. So it might not even be the fuel pump now. We might have some sort of breakage somewhere, might be somewhere in the wiring. it's going to be really long now because now we've got to chase it. So it's not as simple a fix as what we thought. But this is why it would have cost so much. This is why it would have cost Lisa so much money, because it's the time that it's going to take now to chase where the problem lies. So with a car this age, and because of the unknown, there's a big dilemma on what you do to it. I mean, do you let it go and you scrap it? Or do you find someone that's going to invest the time and the knowledge in fixing it, repairing it, to keep it? Now, for Lisa, it's got really deep sentimental value. So she really wants to get it on the road and keep it. So that's what we're going to try and do for her. So there's no voltage at the rear of the car. So we've come down and obviously we've got voltage on the fuses, but there's some sort of break somewhere along the wiring. So we're going to go to the relay, which I found right underneath these fuses. Now it's inside this plastic case. So we've got the ignition off. I've got to be really careful here. Ooh. So we've got some really old school relays here. So I've got myself an insulated screwdriver. So I think this one is the horn. Absolutely. If I make this relay work like manually with this screwdriver, can you see if you can hear it?
Yeah, okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah. Yeah, I can hear it.
Ooh. Right, and go to crank it. So just tell me, put your foot on the brake, put the ignition on and tell me when you're ready.
Okay. Yeah.
Crank it. Ooh, she's alive. We're halfway there. Right, when you crank it this time, give it a bit of throttle. Right, so as soon as I let go now, it cuts out. So I'm having to like re-engage that relay to get it to carry on running. So when I let go of it, that's when it cuts out.
Okay.
Oh, I think we might need a new one of these.